me just ask you this. What have been some of the things that you've been impressed by with Jalen in the first 2 weeks of the season? Welcome back. Big Sills, please hit the like button. Thank you so much. Don't forget, Doc Walker from the broadcast team of the Washington Commanders will be with us in the final hour, 5:30 Eastern time. Former Redskin and now broadcaster with the Commanders will join us, and we'll get his thoughts on Carson Wentz. Are they happy with him? 1-1, kind of a mixed bag on how you look at where the Commanders are. I think their offensive line right now is in ruin. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. By the way, I heard D. Gunn say something earlier today on Sports Take. You think the soft schedule will hurt the Eagles in the end when they have to play against dominant football teams that are true? And by the way, I don't know if there's really any dominant teams in the NFC. So when I heard him say this, I was like, how many dominant teams are there really in the NFC? Now, look, to put that in comparison, take a look at, say, Kansas City, okay? And take a look at where the Chiefs are or the Bills are. And when you're talking about scheduling, and when you're talking about teams getting ready to play, and when you play against elite quarterbacks and elite teams, Kansas City Chiefs schedule. I mean, could you see that being a problem here for the Eagles because of the soft schedule? I mean, look at who they play. This is the Chiefs. I mean, this is Kansas City's 2022 schedule. Okay? Colts, Bucks, Raiders, Buffalo, San Francisco. I mean, take a look at even Buffalo's schedule. Let's look at Buffalo. Look at their schedule on who they play. They played Miami, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Kansas City, Green Bay, the Jets, Minnesota, Cleveland, Detroit. I mean, those teams are going to be ready to play. And when you play against these lesser teams, is it fool's gold? Look, you can only play the games that are in front of you. I'm just asking a question here, okay? Because quite frankly, let me give it to the Eagles side of this, okay? You know, when Tom Brady played in the AFC East, do you really think he was threatened at all ever with some of those shitty teams that were in the East? The Jets, the Dolphins, the Bills were never good when he was there in New England, right? Didn't seem to affect them, did it? So when I you got to put everything kind of out there like that, right? That's how I do it. I mean, Brady never was affected. Anytime they played the Colts or the Ravens or the Steelers, they seemed to be right on par. And personally, when you got 12 wins, I think that is an air of confidence. I'm with you, Yale. I don't think that's going to be a factor, the Eagles' schedule. Because the Eagles don't win games conventionally. They got to go out and go to work. And they got to pound you. That's for the Eagles to get a win, a lot harder to get a win for them than it is, say, when you have Patrick Mahomes throwing for 500 yards, and that's pretty much all they do. I mean, you got to run the ball. You got to have RPOs. You got to have lights-out defense. Man, you got to have everything working on the same page. And if you have everything working on the same page, I think that does get you ready for big games. Okay, I do. Fool's gold? I don't know, man. Carson says that last year proved it. Yeah, but Jalen wasn't really where he is right now. Okay? Razor, I agree. I agree with that. I think he is enough grounded to know it's one game a week. That's it. That's all we're talking about. They got the Commanders on Sunday. So, yeah, I heard that, and I'm like, huh. You know, Brady never was affected by that, though, in any way. He was never affected. Okay. Here are the two things that I've seen Jalen do that have been impressive to me. Let me just ask you this. What have been some of the things that you've been impressed by with Jalen in the first 2 weeks of the season? What's been the need a bigger sample size? Well, that's what I've been trying to tell you about Hurts. You need more of a sample size here before we start crowning him a top 5 quarterback. These first 2 games, though, what has stuck out to you the most? I'm just talking differently about what I saw a year ago and what I saw this year so far. 2 things. Poise and confidence. Okay? Steven goes, third down plays. Dude, those third down plays. Hey, those third down plays, Philly D, are killers. Killers. Xander says ball's coming out quick. More on time, more on target. Throws running to his left. Confidence in throws. All great stuff. His arm talent. Dominique throwing it back at me. It's improved. Love his composure. He contributed big time towards winning. Damn, Yale. You and I see a lot of things alike. Play calling, sequencing. On the same page with Shane Steichen, for damn sure. Hurts is starting to see the field. Game slowing down for him. That's why. Brian, when you say that, he's seeing the field. See, when you first started as a rookie, you got binoculars. You're like this. You don't really have a lot of peripheral vision because everything is so much in front of you. This is what a rookie sees, guys. He's right here. This is what a rookie is. Watch. You're like this. The more you play, those open up and the blinders come off. Okay? And those blinders start to come off a little bit. Running also has reached a new level. He carried 3 grown men 5 yards into the end zone when he scored that touchdown on Monday night. Being accurate is always the difference, okay? Let me tell you 2 plays that stuck out to me. Man, I got to tell you, in Detroit, I can't get over how he sacrificed stats to win that game. In today's NFL, nobody sacrifices stats because that's kind of how you get paid. If you were getting paid on winning, Jimmy Garoppolo would be the starting quarterback for the next 10 years in San Francisco. It's not all about winning, is it? The 49ers are showing you that. Now they got to go groveling back to that guy. If winning was all, that's why be concerned about numbers too. Because Howie will use that against him in negotiations. Well, you think Howie's just going to cut a deal with him because he's Howie's guy? Howie's looking for a discount too, dude. Remember, he works for the owner, not Jalen Hurts. You think Howie's going to offer him max money? Never. He works for the owner. Let's not forget that. I mean, I know that you think, Jalen is like the star in Jeffrey Lurie's eye, and you still got to pay the guy. And nobody wants to get caught in a position like Dak Prescott and Jerry Jones right now. Okay? But man, what he did, and then in the second game, can I tell you, man, that made me go like this? Shit. If I was standing on the sidelines and I saw this play, this one play, and I saw this, I'd go like this. Man, I like this guy. When he opened the game throwing that ball to Devontae Smith just to make sure Smitty got the ball and he was going to be involved in the game plan, he told Smitty, I'm going to need you. This ain't a one-man show. I'm going to need you. You take a hit for that guy. You play hard for that guy. You play injured for that guy. Yes, sir. Smitty, I need you. Last week, wasn't it? Don't worry. And it's not going to be like that. 85. Hurts leads the league in passer rating. Great. Looks good. Make sure you give that same kudos to the 650 yards passing with Wentz and the 7 touchdown passes and the 65% completion percentage. He's played well too. Make sure you do that, because if you're going to give one kudos, give the other guy too. And those are the 2 quarterbacks that'll be on the field on Sunday. Both have actually put up some pretty good numbers going into week 3 in this confrontation on Sunday. But on Hurts again, man, in the first 2 games, it's not stats I'm throwing at you with Jalen. Situations in the game. His 3rd down running in Detroit, his throwing out of bounds to not take negative yards, and making sure Smitty got involved. It's great stuff. It's great stuff. Has nothing to do with numbers. You're building a rapport with your teammates when you do that. Every guy blocking. By the way, Lane is out of his mind right now. Lane Johnson is the 2nd best offensive tackle next to Trent Williams from San Francisco in the league so far after the first 2 weeks. And I could say that with confidence. He's killing it. Dude, he looks good, man. He looks awful good. Malata's got to pick it up. Dickerson's got to pick it up. I think Sayamalo, like I said yesterday, has played his ass off. The right side of the O-line's playing great. Okay? Kelsey's Kelsey. So you got to pick it up on the left side. And that's the blind side. Remember that. That's the money side of the O-line. And the money side of the O-line's got to pick it up. Yeah, that's protecting the backside and the flank of the quarterback. You got to help him out there. Boy, I'll tell you, man, those moments, I swear to you, when he did that to Devontae and he got that ball in his hands, I went just like this. Look, shit, man. You take hits for guys like that. You want to play hard for guys like that. That's good shit, man. That's really good stuff. All right. Now, let's have a very difficult conversation. Let's, for all intent purposes here, on September 21, assume that this is going to play out the way we all see it. Or some of you see it. And you've got to start talking between $30 and $45 million for Jalen. Who goes? Sayamalo goes. Sanders goes. A.J. Brown, probably not this year coming, the following year will go. Depending on the structuring of the contract, too. They put escalators in there. That's why Devontae has to play big. Because Devontae is going to be the last man standing. AJ won't be here in 3 years. Or 2 years, he won't be here. You're not going to pay $25 million and then $45 million. It doesn't happen anywhere in the league. He won't be here in 2 years. That's why Devontae has to be part of the growth of the offense. Okay? That's why you got a great contract in Jordan Mailata. Okay? And don't talk to me about haircuts. People aren't taking haircuts. Are they going to let AJ walk or Devontae walk? Devontae will be the guy that they'll re-sign. Okay? Don't re-sign Devontae because that's Howie's guy. They'll let AJ walk. They have to. They let Devontae Adams walk in Green Bay. He's no better than him. Tyreek Hill walked. Kansas City pushed him out the door. You think they're going to keep a $25 million wideout and a $45 million tops? And don't talk to me about Jalen taking hometown discounts. Why? He does more. It's like asking Deebo Samuel to make the same money wideouts do when he's running jet sweeps. Well, don't do that to me anymore. This guy's part of your running game. This guy's part of your passing game. He should never take a haircut. We're not in Green Bay. Yeah, well, you don't have Rodgers and Devontae Adams either. Jalen Hurts is not Aaron Rodgers. You're right. That's why I was friendly with you and said $40 million to $45 million, because he ain't making 50. Yeah. Most quarterbacks, or let Dallas, you're going to let Dallas Goedert walk? He might be one of the most important players in your offensive passing game. Didn't we already pay AJ? They'll move him to get him off the salary cap. That's what they did to Amari. They had to look at this. I'm going to show you example after example on why you don't really believe you're going to keep AJ and pay Jalen Hurts $45 million, do you? Amari Cooper, $20 million. Dak Prescott, $45. They moved him. Devontae Adams wanted $25 million. Green Bay moved him, $50 million quarterback. Tyreek Hill wanted $25 million. Wanted $25 million. Guess what? They moved him. Stephon Diggs wanted $25 million in Minnesota. The only reason Justin Jefferson's in Minnesota, he's on a rookie contract. You think he's on a $25 million deal there? He's on a rookie deal because you're paying the quarterback $30. It doesn't happen. And it won't happen in Philly. You make it sound like your owner spends a shitload of money. It's not true. Somebody's going. Or are you going to sacrifice your O-line? Okay? Steven Jackson says, Dan, you said in the summer Jalen Hurts wasn't worth $40 million. Cap goes up $25 million a year. So far, nowhere in the NFL has that panned out where you have a 25. Cooper Kupp took a discount to stay in LA. Okay? And Matthew Stafford took more of a signing bonus to lower his base to make that deal happen. Okay? Brown played 2 games as an Eagle. Give it some life. Give it some life. I'm not talking about him not being productive or not. It's got nothing to do with it. I'm talking like Howie Roseman's talking right now. Okay? Okay. Let me show you what general managers do. You think general managers are thinking about today and tomorrow? Or about 3 years from now? Or about how the cap looks? Okay? I mean, 85, Tua 740, Hurts 723, went 673. That's pretty damn impressive. Especially 650 yards for Wentz is passing. Damn impressive. Sounds like 3 guys having a pretty good year. Who will they sacrifice? And by the way, Jalen Hurts' contract will be dealt with after this year. So we're talking about 3 months from now. 3 months from now, you're going to have to start making financial decisions on your team. Your quarterback making $1.4 million. Can I tell you how I would do it? I would drop escalators in there. I don't know, does he have one more year left on the contract, or is this his final season? I thought he had 1 more year left. Now, you give him the signing bonus, of course, and that's how Dak played it. And that's how Patrick Mahomes played it. They were more extensions than they were new contracts. And that's how they got away with still building the team. Remember what happened? They had to start dumping players in Kansas City after they paid Mahomes the $500 million. They had to start getting rid of Honey Badger. They had to start getting rid of Tyreek Hill. That's all comes from the fact that they had to pay the quarterback $50 million. Guys, when you pay a quarterback, your team gets sliced up. You're looking at the best scenario right now for the Eagles. This scenario right here. Quarterback's making $1 million. You could pay in numerous positions. You can plug and play. It's kind of what they did. But at the end of the day, when you start paying that guy, remember when they started playing Joe Flacco? Anquan Boldins are knocked out of there. Bryant McKinney's knocked out. Ed Reed's knocked out. Ray Lewis retired. They started doing all that because they couldn't afford it because they played Flacco. Okay? Because they're playing Flacco. That's a good point. I think that Diggs deal was signed prior to the $25 million for these other guys. How much does Stephon Diggs make in 2022? How much does Stephon Diggs make in 2022? What's his salary?
$2,575,000. According to Spitrack.com, in 2022, Diggs will earn a base salary of $2,575,000, a signing bonus of $21,500,000, a roster bonus of $255,000, and a workout bonus of $250,000, while carrying a cap hit of $11,736,111 and a dead cap value of $56,947,222.
That's how they're doing it in Buffalo. He's only making 2.5, not 25, like AJ's making. They structured the deal right. Now, maybe AJ restructures it. I'm just saying someone's going to get sacrificed. How's Diggs doing it? Well, Diggs took a big signing bonus and restructured his contract to have a low base at $2.5 million. That's how you work it, man. That's a great deal. By the way, way under market value. Way. Stephon Diggs is murdering people in Buffalo. Okay? Hey, Cal, Siri knows it, doesn't he, man? Okay? Siri knows it, man. That's a capologist right there. Way to go, Siri. Chalk It Up Sports. Sills, do you think Howie Roseman sees his current Eagles team as? Yes, I do. I do. Yeah. And that's why I say you got a lot of components at watch this. Fletcher's gone. Hardgrave gone? Bradbury gone? What if Bradbury puts in a Pro Bowl year? You think he's going to stick around for a hometown discount in Philly? Or you think these guys are going to go on the open market and try to get the best deal they can over a 3-year contract? Come on now. What, because it's Philly? I don't care what that means. Players and agents don't care. Jason Kelsey cares and guys like that. I'm not saying that. Hey, Isaac Seumalo, that team makes it to the NFC Championship game, will be one of the hottest free agents on the market. Boy, man, why would you put a franchise tag on him? You'd put you could put a franchise tag, and you think the number's at I think the number will be around $35 million. Okay? Yeah, it sounds right. So you think they Kirk Cousins, Jalen? Didn't they do that to Cousins in Washington for 3 years? They franchise tagged him. You make a boatload of money. The whole contract is it's what that, and it's guaranteed. I mean, $35 million would be awesome for the Eagles. And then you get to keep AJ for 2 more years. Yeah. I mean, you just can't come to I don't know. That's going to be an interesting conversation. Yeah, Philly. Would you franchise tag him? God, I love that conversation. Howie's got to be thinking that. God. You think they're in that position right now? I got to hit on this. Plus, also Doc Walker from the broadcast team of the Commanders. I want to get his take on Hurts. And I want to get his take, obviously, also on Carson Wentz. I want to get what he thinks of what they're going to face this week with Jalen Hurts and get his thoughts. Please hit the like button. Keep it here on the National Football Show.